Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we got something special. Commission! Even better, I've been commissioned to create a doll of Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. I'll admit, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but the project intimidated me for a long time. So thank you to my client for giving me the push I needed. So just sit back and relax and enjoy the process. So for our base doll, we're going to be using Sasha Banks from the WWE Superstar Divas line. She's got more muscles than Barbie, the perfect face mold, and the proportions my clients asked for. Also, she has massive feet, so I'm going to be saving her boots for later use. Let's go ahead and strip her down. I don't like that her head is stuck in its current position, so I'll be cutting down the neck peg. Off with her hair. You can see better what I mean about her head being stuck looking upward. And off with her head. Using a blunt tool, I scraped out the hair plugs. They're a little stubborn, so I kept hot water nearby to keep the head pliable. Using 100% acetone, I removed her face and then the pink paint on her head. I marked where I wanted her horns in pen. This is a mistake as it rubbed off onto my hands almost immediately. I used a large needle to open up the holes in her head where I wanted the wire to go and then stab the wires in. 3 to be exact. I then twisted them together, flattened the bottom, and pulled that bottom into the head through the neck hole. This anchors the wires so I can twist them into the shape outside of the head. This is what it looks like once they're in place. Next up is epoxy sculpt. The first layer is just to bulk up the shape so it doesn't have to be perfect. Use water to smooth the transitions between glob to epoxy. While that layer was curing, I drilled a hole in her back for her tail. Back to the horns. On this layer, I put down thin slabs and then used silicone tools to create grooves and ridges. and on the final layer I rolled out a snake of epoxy and then blended it into the horns for the ridges. I did 3 of these per horn. And now we have a pair of horns. Full disclosure, I actually forgot she had pointed ears until this point. So I poked a couple of wires into the sides of her head and sculpted her ears on. I then took out the sandpaper and went to town getting rid of that horrid molded underwear. I hate sanding, this killed my wrist, but darn it, those were ugly and they needed to go. While we're at it, let's sand the sculpted pieces. Lightly on the horns, so I wanted them to be rigid and rough. Epoxy sculpt doesn't stick if it's rolled out too small, so for her tiny horns I use diamond and teardrop shaped tiny rhinestones. Now, a problem with articulated dolls is that paint and pastel will chip off the joints as you move them. Normally, I don't care, but this is a commission and needs to be my best work. So I'm going to try dyeing a doll for the first time. The hope is that the dye will stain the joints red, so when the paint chips, it won't be noticeable. And it mostly worked. The shoulders didn't take the dye, but that's okay. Now on to paint. I'm going to try my new airbrush. Don't ask how I got it. It worked for a while, but then clogged, and no matter how many times I disassemble and clean the thing, it wouldn't work properly again. Fine, be that way. I can achieve great results with a brush anyway. Brushstrokes just add character. So I watered down some red paint and got to work. Let's talk tail. I tried to make one out of cosclay, but it was too rigid. The second try has an aluminum foil core with wire, but still as hard as a rock. Then my friend Lydia reminded me of friendly plastic, so I created a third tail out of that and epoxy sculpt, and that's what we'll be using. Once I painted the body and tail, I coated them in 3 layers of Mod Podge to preserve the paint job. I then reattached her head and painted it red. Then comes a base coat of black for her horns and hairline. I then dry brushed her horns with brown. For her scars, I mixed glue and paint in a cup and applied it to her skin with the toothpick. This gives a slight color variation and a very slightly raised scar for texture variation. Now for the glowing chest, I used paint. I started with a base coat of white to help the lighter colors stand out. Then stippled with a reddish orange. Orange. And finally yellow for a glow effect. I got this pan pastel for this custom called Red Oxide. I thought it was a dark red, but it's more of a brown. After a spray of MSC though, it looks like she has a nice glow under her skin. Using a lot of reference photos, I drew on her tattoos with a watercolor pencil. Finally, her face up. I used red to mark out her facial features. And use white to fill in her eyes. And I need to explain. I filmed my ceiling instead of part of the face up. My bad. So I copied over her eye, filled in the irises with amber, gave her slit pupils, and a great smoky eye if I do say so myself, and some details to her lips in pink. Her horns made eyebrows difficult, but she needed them, so I mapped them out anyway in brown. I then used dark brown and black to create an ombre in them. She has some freckles on her face, so I wet the tip of my dark brown watercolor pencil and then blotted the spots with a tissue. Finally, I put resin on her eyes and lips to give her some life. I made these wefts out of yarn and had some more red ones from a previous shelved project. This is the brand I use if y'all are curious. For her shaved half, we need flocking, so I chopped up some yarn really fine with my thread scissors. Using a PVA glue, I applied the flocking to her head. I did about 2 layers to make sure all the paint was covered. I decided before finishing her hair I should add her steam vents. I just used nail art studs for these. I also finally gave in and got a rise to applicator. For her hair, I just glued the yarn wefts directly to her head. I did this mostly off camera as it took a lot of focus to figure out her mullet not mullet style. Once it's all in place, I used scissors and an eyebrow razor to shape and style it. Before I ever dyed and painted the doll, I used tape and plastic wrap method to pattern out her trousers. And I ended up with these 3 weird pattern pieces. Which I transferred to black pleather. I decided to hand stitch everything because my machine hates this pleather and eats it. These are the base pants. And then cut the pants where she has slices in the game. And with elastic thread, I sewed up some of them and also cross-stitched along the crotch seams. Okay, I've got pleather strips and jump rings and a base piece, and I'm finally ready to tackle her harness. It fits like this. I also made some parts off of the doll to attach later. This took so long to figure out and referring to both screenshots and the game itself. After 2 days of weaving and adding nail art studs and jump rings, we have a completed harness. I made these rings with nail art studs, jump rings, and a dot of UV resin. I added a belt, tacked down the ends of the harness, and then added the big rings. So for her boots, rather than make new ones, I'm just going to customize her original ones. I hate making shoes, and these will work well. We'll need reddish pleather strips, so I painted some up, and then glued them to the boots. These are the finished boots. These scraps are a Warbler. I saved them because Warbler is expensive. We'll use them for her armbands. I shaped these pieces to her arms and then covered them in pleather. For the right one, I painted the red part on, and then added studs as I didn't have spikes. For the left one, I'm going to use pleather strips to wind it to her arm while I add the teeth. Speaking of teeth, we need to make them. So I pulled out some clay and then rolled them out into cones and bent them slightly. They're a little too stark, so I repainted them a creamy bone color. And add them to the armband. Pleather won't work for her gauntlets. It won't gather right, so I'm going to use this suede instead. I gather the suede and then ladder stitch the gauntlets to her arms. And decorate with more strips, teeth, and studs. I'm making her axe because I need practice weapon making. So I made her blades out of cosplay and leaving them battered so the axe looks used. I attached a dowel and then sculpted the details with epoxy sculpt. The pommel is a glass bead. I painted the entire axe black. Then painted the haft in brown so it keeps a wood-like texture. I used a chrome paint pen for the metal parts, and oh my god, this is amazing. I didn't know how different it would be from just plain silver paint, and it is astounding. I then did a wash of gunmetal paint to seep into the cracks and dents. And then weathered the axe. And let's weather her armor while we're at it. Let's not forget Clive. I've got this little guy on Etsy. There you go, little dude. Finally, let's attach her tail with 2-part epoxy. And she's finished. I love her. I think she's my best work yet. She's on her way to her new home and my client's super excited. They've seen pictures and love her already. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want, and leave a comment. I love reading them. See you all next time. Bye bye.